So those questions are always welcome and beneficial. I always benefit from them. So thank you for asking them. Let's get started. Bismillah walhamdulillah wa salatu wassalamu rasulillah. Allahumma alimna bima yanfa'una wa anfa'na bima 'allamtana wa zidna 'ilman ya rabbal alamin. We are going to further our lesson and experience in feminine, in all things feminine. Okay, and so at first we learned one of the Asma'ul Ishara. That's this right here. If you want to look, Asma'ul Ishara, which means the demonstrative pronouns. That's the Arabic term for a demonstrative pronoun. Once we started with the feminine, we learned the version of hada, which is hadihi, right? But we had talked before that hada was not the only demonstrative pronoun. We learned that hada was for masculine near, just like this. In English, we use hada and hadihi for something that is near, this book. Whereas in English, we use that to refer to something far. Well, we learned the masculine version of that. We use dhalika. Now today we're going to be learning the feminine version of that, which is tilka. Tilka. So now we have, and this is a very nice chart, Asma'ul Ishara lil Qareeb, demonstrative pronouns that are for nearby things. Hada Muhammadun. Hadihi Aminatu. And then we have Asma'ul Isharati lil Ba'id, demonstrative pronouns for things that are far. Dhalika Hamidun is way over there. Tilka Zainabu, way over there is Zainab. So I just scrolled down to the chart just to give you the imagination of it. Before we get into the dialogue, it's going to be inside of the dialogue. So if everybody could open up or follow along with the screen on the beginning page. This is page 39, the beginning of Ad-Darsu Sabi'u. Dars is lesson. Ad-Darsu, the lesson. As-Sabi'u, the seventh. The seventh lesson. We'll talk about that when we get there too. How to make cardinal and ordinal numbers, how to make adjective pairs and things like that. We haven't gotten there yet. But just so you're aware, that's what that means up there. Ad-Darsu As-Sabi'u. Let's see, let's go down our list here. Let's have two people for this image. We're going to split it up by image. So first, let's have Asim and brother Muhammad Mu'tasim.
من هذه؟
هذه آمنة.
Aminatu. Make sure it's Aminatu with no tanween.
Sorry, yeah, آمنة.
Don't apologize.
ومن تلك؟
تلك فاطمة.
Aywa, ahsan. Great job. Never apologize for making mistakes. Most important thing in language is to make mistakes. You probably won't make that mistake again. And I can tell you some very embarrassing stories about mistakes that I used to make. So no worries. And that I still make. I still make mistakes in Arabic. It's not, we're always getting better. So like they did before, they have arranged the pictures according to distance, right? To make to bring the lesson home, right? Man hadihi refers to this young lady here. Hadihi Aminatu. Waman tilka, a little bit further away. Tilka Fatimatu. Okay, that's a pretty innocent example. Nothing really new there. This and that. Now we're going to get into some other things. So let's have the Sayyid family. Both of you, each of you, switch off. Want to do the first and the second.
هذه طبيبة وتلك ممرضة.
An extremely difficult word to pronounce, so don't feel bad. This is a nurse. Okay. ممرضة. ممرضة. Let's play a little bit and with how we got this word, if I could interrupt that. So we learned that مريض is ill or sick. Huh? And both of you and all of us, I think, can discern the similarity between these two words. They both share the same root.
Yeah.
So if someone becomes sick, we say تمرض. And if someone treats someone who becomes sick, we say ممرضة. A full explanation of that will come later. But just so you're aware on the level of the roots that this is going on. So yes, completely correct. هذه طبيبة, because it's a common noun. وتلك ممرضة. Very good. Keep going.
هذه من الهند من الهند وتلك من اليابان.
MashaAllah. I was going to really blame myself if you thought it was min al-Hindu. I was going to say your teacher has failed. Alhamdulillah. Min al-Hindu. Very good. And finish us off here.
هذه طويلة وتلك فصيلة.
Very good. I'm not sure if we had Tawila and Qasira before, have we? Tawil and its feminine form, Tawilatun, is tall. Specifically tall. And Qasira, or Qasir, or its feminine form, Qasiratun, is short. So this lady here, the doctor, is supposed to be tall. And the nurse is supposed to be short. That's what they're trying to show you. Okay. All right. I'm going to use Sister Syra again and have Sister Syra pair up with Sister Masarrat for the next image.
من هذا؟
هذا حامد. ذلك علي.
Very good. And that's very easy. That's just kind of a reminder that, yes, don't forget that there's also the demonstrative pronouns for boys. Okay. This is a shorter one. So Sister Masarrat, you can take this one by yourself, this example.
أتلك دجاجة؟ لا، تلك بطة.
Very good. Translate that for us.
Is that a chicken? No, that's a duck.
Very good. Excellent. Yes. Battatun is duck, and you'll laugh. If you're laughing at that, you'll laugh even harder when you learn what the word for quack is, because it's basically batita, batitatul batta, and it becomes kind of a tongue twister if you try to say that the duck is quacking. Atilka dajajatun. Dajaja is specifically a hen, but yes, a chicken. And so now we're getting some animal ID in here, and battatun is a new word for us. Very good. Everybody have the new words, everything they need written down before I scroll down? Or I should say, tell me if you need me to not scroll down. Okay, here we go. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's have Brother Asim and Muhammad Mu'tasim. Can you handle the next two examples? Because this one is very basic.
Okay. ما تلك؟
تلك بيضة.
Good. Baydatun is egg. Okay.
هذه سيارة المدرس.
وتلك سيارة مدرسي.
Where's the scene? There's no sin. It's mudiri. Mudiri.
مديري.
Good. So let's translate that last one, guys. So Awesome, translate the first part, and Brother Muhammad the second.
What is that? That is egg.
That is an egg, yes, an egg, because it's nakira, right, with two dhammas. Good. And then Brother Muhammad Awesome, the hard one.
This is teacher's car,
Yes, very good.
and that is student car.
Close. Do you remember what al-mudir is?
المدير
Mudir is the principal or the headmaster.
principal. Sorry, yes, مدير.
And you know what? You know how you can tell? You know how you can tell if you're these pictures are very suitable because this is the teacher car, right? That's what
Yes.
the teacher rolls up to school in, and this is the principal's car. Isn't that right? This is not the student's car.
Yes.
I found that very suitable. Okay, good. Some questions in the chat. So deek is rooster, and dajaja, dajajatun with a ta marbuta, is a hen. So why do restaurants say dajaj? Yes, I know. Very good. So just like in English, we differentiate between the animal that's living and the meat, right, that we consume. So we say like poultry, not to talk about the animal that clucks and scratches, but the slaughtered, inshallah, meat that's, you're buying from the store. So it's the same thing. We say dik dajaja when it comes to the animals. And then if we're talking about the meat that you're going to buy from the store or their type of shawarma that you're going to say, dajaj, right? As like a category for chicken meat, right? What is the difference between egg and, yes, correct. So the difference is the tamarbuta. Baydatun. What's the difference between egg and white? White comes on two different patterns, phonological patterns, whereas egg is always on this pattern, baydatun. Okay? So what we have here, baydatun is a singular noun, and there's a feminine noun, right, that we just learned. If we're looking at colors, and we haven't learned any colors yet, colors are on different phonetic patterns. Little preview of what's going to come. Masculine colors, or I should say colors that describe masculine objects, are on the phonetic pattern af'al. So it would be, not for egg, but for something else, we would say abyad. See what we did with the root there? The root is the same. Ba, ya, bod. But we put it on this pattern. Abyad is white for if we're describing a masculine thing like a car or an egg or something like that. But if we're describing a feminine thing like I'm sorry, I misspoke. Abyad for a masculine thing like a book or a pen. If we were describing a feminine thing such as an egg or a car, then it would be on the wazn fa'la. And we would get correspondingly bayda. And this is actually an area that's outside of Medina that's very lovely. You can go there and ride camels. It's in the desert, and people can camp there. It's called bayda because the sand there is white. Bayda, and it can be, I don't know, whatever, it's not important. Bayda. And each of these has a plural. Okay? So we have ayamul bayd. We go from bayda to bayd, because it is the plural of bayda, right? and I need to brush up on this to know whether bid is simply the plural of both, which happens sometimes with this particular phonetic pattern, or whether it's simply the the phonetic pattern of the feminine plural. Is there a distinct masculine plural, or is it just the feminine plural? I cannot remember right now. Yeah, what's the ayah? Aywa. Face. Oh, this is a good. Wujuhu yawma. No, that's the different ayah. I know which ayah you're talking. I think it's an Ad and Ron. So when we use the tabyatu wujuhu, yeah. Well, yes. Wataswaddat wujuh. When we use the singular and the plural in Arabic, this is getting a little ahead of ourselves, but no problem, is not always like we would in English, okay? So I'm going to give you a very, very quick example, and then we're going to, inshallah, keep going. So, for example, if you have a jumla fi'liya, if you have a sentence that begins with a verb, even if your subject is plural, the verb that you're going to use is going to be singular. I don't know why. That's just the way it is. So, for example, if you wanted to say, the Muslims said, right? Use the verb qala. You would say qala al-muslimun. That is correct fasih Arabic. You would not begin the sentence with a plural verb, even though the subject is plural. The Arabs viewed it as redundant. They said, well, we're just going to use the singular verb, and then the subject is going to clarify how many people there are anyway. That's not true if we flip the sentence structure to a jumla ismi. All that, don't worry about it. It's coming later. But the same thing can happen with your adjectives when you're describing nouns in certain scenarios. Sometimes you're going to use a singular to describe a plural. And that has rules, and we will get there. Especially if those things are not people. Sorry for the tangent. I thought they were the same word in that. No. It's a good tangent. Like for example. Okay, I don't want to mess with you guys, but if you want to know, any inanimate object that's plural, you use feminine pronouns for it. If we say the plural of kitab is kutub, we'll learn that later. If you wanted to say ayn al-kutub, where are the books, plural? It's supposed to be a ta, pardon me. You would say hiya ala sariri, hiya fil bayti. You would use a singular feminine pronoun. Yes, you would. You would also use a singular feminine demonstrative pronoun, hadihi al-kutub. Yes, you would, instead of a plural one. So the rules aren't the same as in English, okay? Not every single time you're using a singular, you're using a singular. There's different rules. But tilka rusul, as yasalam, exactly. Rusul is plural, tilka is singular, exactly. Very good. Okay, excellent. Let's go to the Sayyid family for a discussion about watches.
Asa'atu abasin hadihi.
لا هذه ساعة حامد تلك ساعة عباس.
MashaAllah, excellent work. Can you guys translate that for us? That was great.
Is this Abbas's watch?
No, this is Hamid's watch. That is Abbas's watch.
Fantastic. Excellent job. And Sister Masarrat, could you do the... Oh, how funny is that? We got Deacon Dajaji. Just for you.
Looks like I'm stuck with the chickens today. ذلك ديك وتلك دجاجة. There's a shadda here, right?
I'm sorry.
There should be a shadda here or no?
On
On the dream, دجاجة.
I don't believe so. Did they?
Oh, okay.
No.
So just okay. So وتلك دجاجة.
Yes. Very good. And that is beyond translating. Very good. Everybody knows that. This is a rooster.
Sorry. That is a rooster and this is a hen.
Very good. Excellent job. MashaAllah. Everybody's doing fantastic. Okay. If anybody have any questions about anything that just passed us by before we go on to the next exercise. Okay. Fantastic. Tamarin. Exercise. اقرأ واكتب. Read and write. And always I'll plug writing because writing is so beneficial. So beneficial. The more you can write, the more it will stick. So please try to write in your spare time, inshallah. Like most of our reading exercises, now they're going to drop some of the harakat, right? They're going to test your grasp of the vocab and the grammar. So let's start with Brother Asim. Do number 1 for us.
هذه مدرسة وتلك جامعة.
Excellent work. And he knows, just a super brief recap, this is جملة اسمية. هذه is مبتدأ, تلك is مبتدأ, مدرسة is خبر, جامعة is خبر. They have tanween because they are nakira. They have tanween because they are nakira. A school. This is a school. I just did your work for you with translation. Go ahead, translate this for me.
This is a school and that is a university.
Yes, fantastic. So in English, we're saying a because it is an indefinite, right? We're saying this, yes, is definite, but is an example of. It's one of many schools, one of many universities. And so that's why we have nakira in the khabar wal tilka jami'atun. Good. Number 2, Brother Muhammad Mu'tasim.
ذلك مسجد.
Oh, number 2 is over here to the left.
Sorry. تلك حمار وتلك بقرة.
Very good. ذلك حمار, that is a donkey, male. وتلك بقرة, and that is a heifer, a cow, female. Good. Number 3, Brother Muhsin.
ذلك مسجد. Should I go or?
Oh yeah, keep finishing. Yep.
لا تلك مدرسة.
Fantastic. Translate that for us.
Is this a masjid, a mosque? No, that is madrasa.
Very good. So notice how what's interesting about this exercise is notice how in an Arabic conversation you might have to switch pronouns. This is actually what the brother was asking, I think, last week. Depending on your knowledge of the answer, you think it's a masjid, so you use a masculine pronoun. Adalika masjidun, but it's not a masjid. It's actually a school, and so now the pronoun has to change, and so the response is la tilka madrasatun. Very good. Sister Syra, do number 4 for us.
Okay. هذا جمل
Okay.
وتلك ناقة.
Very good. So Jamal, we'll spare you the translation because we haven't learned naqa officially. Jamal is a male camel and naqatun is a female camel. Okay. In what is it? Naqatullahi in Surah Al-Shams, right? Surah Al-Shams. Naqatullahi. The naqa, the female camel or she camel, but nobody in English says she camel, but she camel of Allah. So let's see over here. And Jamal is well known. Where we derive actually the word camel in English from Jamal, because in Egyptian Arabic, it's pronounced gaman. They pronounce the jim like a G, like a hard G. And so when the British came and colonized Egypt, they heard gamal, gamal. So they say camel, camel. Very good. In Arabic, there's about 50 words for camels. So this is not your last experience with camels. Moving on to Sister Masarrat number 5.
هذه مدرسة وتلك طالبة. This is the teacher, and that is this female student, well, female teacher and female student.
Very good. Excellent. هذه مدرسة. This is a teacher, female teacher. وتلك طالبة. And this is a female student. And yes, completely, as you said, lots of English words originated from places they colonized. بالضبط. Good. Number 6, Brother Asim.
هذا كلب وذلك كلب.
Excellent work. Translate that for us.
This is a dog and that is a cat.
Fantastic. And notice how they both are masculine. Yes. هذا كلب وذلك, even though it's far, كلب. And finally, Brother Muhammad Mu'tasim number 7.
هذه بيت المعزن وتلك حديقة التاجر.
Okay, your second part was perfect. وتلك حديقة التاجر. Try the first half again.
هذا بيت المعزن.
هذا بيت المؤذن. Yes. بيت المؤذن. Very good. This is a really, really good. Let's take a brief lesson and tangent into Arabic morphology. So we have Hamza, the, nun. Okay. This is where we get that it roughly means, at its roots, it roughly has to do with permission. Okay. We say bi'idhnillah, right? With the permission of Allah. Isn't that true? From that, we get the adhan, the call to prayer, which is literally permission to pray. Okay. From that, we get the verb to give the adhan. Oh, udhun. Excellent, excellent. Udhun, to hear. I like it. Udhun is an ear. Adhan, the adhan, we would say, if we want to turn it into a verb to give the adhan, we double the middle letter. Adhana yu'adhinu. All things that we haven't learned yet. Okay? Pay close attention to this version, yu'adhinu. If we want to turn it into the person doing it, then we sub out the ya for amin. Mu'adhin. Mu'adhinu, the person who makes the call to prayer. So that's what you have in the future to look forward to. Arabic is a beautiful language. It's got patterns. You learn the patterns, you can play with it. You can go from verb to noun to doer to, and inflect all these different types of meanings. And they're all kind of related. So al-mu'adhin, with a nice tajweed, Brother Muhammad, with the dal coming out between your teeth, not mu'azzin, mu'adhin. This is the mu'adhin's house. MashaAllah. It's a place where the mu'adhin has, MashaAllah, a house, inshaAllah, taken care of. وَتِلْكَ, and that is حَدِيقَةُ التَّاجِرِ. Hadiqa being the garden, the garden of the tajir, of the business person. Anybody have any questions about this exercise before we go on? As for, I like your comment about ear. I'll have to go back to the books to see what is the actual origin. Some Arabic roots have more than one origin. And then others, one is derived from the other. So is it ear first, hearing first, and then permission? Or is it permission first and then ear? Or are there two meanings to the root that have to do with both ear and listening and also permission? That's my homework. Okay, if there's nothing else about these exercises, we've got about 5 minutes left.
Sorry, I have a quick.
Yes, of course, go.
So I think we talked about this before in the class if we're not sure what's being referenced. Like, let's say there's like a distant sound that is heard. Is the default to use the masculine? Like, would you say like maha? Like you hear some sound, you're unsure what it is. You know, would you by default use the masculine form?
That's a good question. Yes, if you're not certain what you're asking about. If you're asking about, for example, a qarya, which is a village, which is feminine, then you're going to use the feminine. If you absolutely have no idea, then most classical linguists would say, yes, you would default to the masculine, because they consider, at least speaking of morphology, feminine words as built upon or derived from masculine roots. That's the way that they look at it. Like, so for example, notice that with a lot of the feminine nouns that are common, they are an additional letter, the ta marbuta, on top of a word that already exists. So your classical grammarian would say you would err on the masculine unless you know what you're asking about. I'm asking about a feminine thing, and so I'm going to ask that.
Okay.
I mean, that's a good question. Anyone else? Okay, let's see if we can finish this before it's time to dismiss. So this is an interesting exercise. You're going to use either tilka or dhalika to complete the blanks. All you're doing here is filtering for gender. Okay, so I'll do the first one. We're talking about tilka ummun, right? This is a mother. Ummun. They're all jumla ismiya. They're all one word khabars, and they're all going to have two dhammas on the end of it. So notice it goes right to left here and then down. Number 2, Brother Asim.
Oh no. Yes, ذلك أب.
Yes, very good. Next one, Brother Muhammad, number 3.
تلك قلم.
Is qalam masculine or feminine?
قلم. feminine.
Nope, it's masculine. Qalam was one of the words we learned early on before we even knew what feminine was. So that's a good reminder for all of us that pen is masculine. Good. Brother Muhsin, number 4.
It's feminine.
Mil'aqatun. Tilka mil'aqatun?
Yeah.
Not
Exactly.
sure.
Yes, you're right. How do you know? Tamarbuta. Easy.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you don't know what it means, it's a spoon. Okay, it's a spoon. Mil'aqatun is a spoon. Even if you don't know what it means, no problem. They've got a tamarbuta on there. Now a trickier one for Sister Syra.
Ainun. It's going to be tilka.
Yeah, very good. She remembers the rule. Body parts that come in twos are feminine. Tilka, ainun. Very good. Sister Masarrat, number 6.
Sorry. ذلك حجر
Very good. Yes. Dhalika hajarun is masculine. And you are right that ayn is in the Quran. Both ayn has many meanings. So it means a spring, like a spring of water. It means the eye. It also means a spy. And the first two meanings, it's in the Quran with both of those meanings, I believe. Both a spring of water and
And with tilka as well. Tilka ainun jariya, so it comes with tilka.
yes, mashallah. Very good. Thank you. I love the shawahid from the Quran, mashallah. Back to Brother Asim for number 7.
ذلك قميص.
Very good. Yes, next. Brother Muhammad.
ذلك قدر.
Poor Muhammad. You're getting all the words that you weren't. Every single one. I remember you were absent that day.
تلك قدر.
Yeah,
Hot.
is a pot. Exactly. It's a pot that you cook in. And that's the one that's confounded us. We don't know why it's feminine and not masculine. It violates all the other rules that we've learned, but it is feminine. Good. Brother Muhsin.
There you go.
تلك نافذة.
Very good. Nafidatun, the window. Sister Sire.
Oh, tilka bakratun.
Yes, fantastic. Sister Masarrat, 11.
ذلك مكتب.
Excellent. Back to Brother Asim, number 12.
تلك ناقة.
Very good. Brother Muhammad, number 13.
ذلك مهندس.
Allahu Akbar. Yes. ذلك مهندس. I'm very happy that you were given an easier one. Brother Muslim.
ذلك معد.
Yeah.
معد.
Mu'adhin, yes. Very good. Mu'adhin with a hamza. The hamza and the ayn, it's tricky. When we're just learning Arabic, once we get the ayn down, man, we want to make everything ayn. It's true. I know everybody goes through it. Nobody feel bad. Every single one of you, it's going to happen to you. Once you're really good at pronouncing that ayn, you're going to be throwing that ayn on everything. It's like hot sauce. It's like here, throw some ayn over there, ayn over there. Yep. So it's tricky to differentiate between the hamza and the ayn. Mu'adhin, mu'adhin instead of mu'adhin. Adhana, I'm not even sure what adhana would be. Sister Sire, number 15.
Tilka maridatun.
Very good. Your old enemy, and you mastered it. Good job. Tilka mumarridatun. 16, Sister Musarrat.
ذلك سرير.
Very good. Back to Brother Asim.
تلك حديقة.
Excellent. Brother Muhammad.
تلك طالبة.
Fantastic. Brother Muhsin.
ذلك جمل.
Yes.
جمل.
Fantastic. Jamalun. And number 20, Sister Syra.
Tilka batatun.
Yes. Battatun. Very good. Excellent work. Everybody did great. Passed with flying colors. We got a lot done today. MashaAllah. Anybody have any questions about anything before we dismiss for the evening? Right now we have a little bank of words here. Al-Mumarridah, as we said, was a nurse. Al-Hadiqatu is a garden. Al-Battatu is a duck. Al-Mu'adhinu is the person who gives the call to prayer. An-Naqatu is a female camel. Al-Baydatu is an egg. And this is the main point of the lesson. Hada, hadihi, dhalika, tilka. And that means we have completed an entire lesson in one day. Great work. Everybody, great job. Final thoughts, questions?
This lesson was very easy compared to some of the ones we've done recently.
Yes, no, and that's why we kind of slowed down the pace, because especially possessive construction is difficult. It's not familiar, right? It's not analogous to English so much as other things, whereas feminine form, yalla, let's, it doesn't take a lot of time. So, alhamdulillah. Okay.
Sorry, just one quick question. So the word tawil is used for long as well as tall.
Tawil,
Yeah. Because we did it as long in another context in one of the earlier lessons.
Yes. No, you're right. طويل, if it is for, you're right. طويل can be long or tall, and it's just context dependent.
Like ayat, like you know the ayat tawil or tiwal.
Yes. No, you're right. That's an important point. You're right. So طويل can be long or tall, depending on the context. That's good. Now, we would say, for example, a burj طويل, so a tall tower, right? But we would also say منذ زمان طويل. We'd say a long time. We'd even use it figuratively for long. So thank you for
and the longer surahs as well, right? They're called tiwal.
that's right, right, you're right. Chapters as well, duration. Very good. Excellent work, everybody. Okay, if there's nothing else, then we will see you next time. Thank you very much, everybody. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.